just wanted to record a quick video here with Guy, our portfolio manager, talking about correlation and how that is a little different than diversification. The word diversification, I often say, gets thrown around the industry like pixie dust because people think, oh, I'm diversified, I'm good. And that could just mean I have different funds, therefore I'm diversified and I have less risk. Or, I have a really colorful pie chart, so I must be diversified. And while in some senses that's true, true diversification comes even deeper when it comes to correlation and how things are correlated. So, a lot of times on the reports, we really hit on the correlation. How much is it alike? I use this example and then I'll let you explain, Guy, but I said, people will say, man, don't put all your eggs in the one basket. But having high correlation is like, okay, I put my eggs in 12 different baskets, but I put all the baskets in the back of the same pickup truck or in the back of a couple pickup trucks that are taking the same road. And if I hit a bump, more than likely all the eggs are going to be broken, right? So while I had them in different baskets and I was quote unquote diversified, I had high correlation. So Guy, if you want to explain a little bit about correlation and what you look for and how you build a portfolio that's got high correlation, not just diversification.
Absolutely. No, it's great. It's a great analogy with going the same route, so, but that's why it's very important when we're building out portfolios. It's the correlation is based off of, different market circumstances, because one thing we know for sure is that we don't know exactly what type of market is coming up, and no one really does. If anyone, that's where the crystal ball comes. And if someone is guaranteeing or trying to predict the exact type of market that you're going to be seeing in the next year or the upcoming years, that's it's usually not a recipe for success. But what you can do is you can understand correlations. You can understand how different positions react given different types of market circumstances. And it's making sure that you have enough of a balance, so that builds in the diversification is not just holding different funds or different names. It's holding enough of the right balance of things that will do well given different types of markets. When you have that good balance, it ends up, you kind of become secure from all different types of market circumstances. So case in point, a perfect example was, 2022, because most people think, oh, I'm well diversified if I have my stocks and my bonds, right? And so what people learn pretty quickly is you could have had your stocks and your bonds and still done very poorly in 2022, because if you did not have the right types of stocks, they both reacted very poorly to the aggressive rate hikes that the Fed did in 2022. So it was very important that within your stocks, you had energy stocks, healthcare stocks, stocks that are essentially inflation protected, things that would go up with even when interest rates are going up. And on the bond side, same thing, floating rate bonds, certain, collateralized secured notes. So having those exposures in the portfolio was crucial, because in an environment where rates were hiked at almost a rate, at a pace we haven't seen since the 70s, those were the only things that did well temporarily in 2022. But understanding the correlation and making sure that why it was important to maintain those sector exposures is crucial to building out a true portfolio, not just having, diversification or, multiple different stocks or multiple different ETFs or mutual funds. It's more, there has to be more of a decision making of the type of exposure you have within your diversification.
Yeah, and I think when we do the reports, a lot of times people will come in and they might have 5 mutual funds. And as we went through when we did our kind of analysis of a portfolio, you see that you might have 5 mutual funds and still you're really not diversified. You have high correlation because all those funds are pretty much the same. They hold the same names. And so it's ideally it's kind of the same thing, right? So kind of if I'm driving a Chrysler or a Dodge, they're pretty much the same, right? So understanding that, that's why we do that report. So anyway, it's not only good to have good diversification, which is true, but you want to have things that are not highly correlated to, so that you know what's going to react in different markets. And another point that we won't get into here, but you know, it's in our colors of money, is having different colors of money too. That's really true diversification, not just having a colorful pie chart. So any questions, feel to reach out. Thanks, Guy, for that explanation.
Thanks, Michelle.